All right, Coach. Coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports brings us to Southern California and Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Los Angeles Chargers. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Set. Hey, Brown 80. It's been a long day for you.
Melvin Gordon, the two-time Pro Bowler. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Good job, team.
This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Now Rivers throw into the hands of Gordon, and they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 12 yards there and a first down.
I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward. Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Stephon Tuitt, the one that got him down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. On is the Chargers punter now. Back deep for the Steelers, Ryan Switzer.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a first and 10 at their own 20-yard line. This is a guy who made a Pro Bowl in his second season. James Conner gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a second and 6.
3-3. Here we go. Watch that.
Play fake to Conner. Now Roethlisberger. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's second and 10.
Double time.
On the counter, here's Gordon. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Bud Dupree, a former first-round pick, in on the stop.
180. Round 80. Let's go, Heavy. Tell me what you got. Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some.
On third down, this is Melvin Gordon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up fourth down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Anthony Lynn went for it, but did not get it. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some...
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Brandon Mebane able to record his 5th sack of the season. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo!
He'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Switzer on the return. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. A reminder coming up tomorrow night, Monday Night Football. It's the Packers' 2nd home primetime game in 3 weeks as they host their NFC North rivals, the Detroit Lions. Kickoff 8:15 Eastern, 7:15. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Conner, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And the Chargers coming out of the field now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On 2nd down now, it's Gordon. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Rivers. He fights him off. Busts through the tackle. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Cam Hayward, always a force, got back there for the sack. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He was trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. They start with a give to Conner. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one good for 37 yards.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side, but how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle. If you bring your tight end over there, either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage, you got a chance to rumble.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. James Washington, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. 2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up. Through an opening, and there he goes. And now they are knocking on the door inside Pittsburgh's 10. A big play there for L.A. 63 yards. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and goal. Rivers now. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Dylan Cantrell, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers have made this a 1-score game. Extra point by Badgley up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Now Roethlisberger. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, high 7.
Off the play fake. Here's Roethlisberger. And the reception made by Dante Moncrief. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
Set. 230. Watch QB jump. Watch QB jump.
From the red zone now, here's Roethlisberger on 1st down. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. James Washington as the first half is winding down. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And it's now 21-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Now we're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Gordon. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2.
Hey. You got three. Three down.
Final play of the half, Rivers. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? This will be taken in at the 1.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. 3rd quarter starts with a run from Connor. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
3rd quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Hey, watch tight end. 4 down. Check.
Again, it's Connor. Runs through the contact. Still churning. And bulldozing. And now look at him go. And great yardage here all the way deep into Los Angeles territory. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 48 yards on the ground. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
But a spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't it?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the second score there. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. but I often think that second down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. Boswell signed to a 4-year deal prior to last season, but he struggled a little bit.
Yeah, do you think that they saw 13 of 20 when they signed him to a 4-year deal?
Not at all.
Needs a big bounce back in 2019 if he wants to see the end of that contract.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10.
So Rivers will lead the Chargers out 1st and 10 at their own 24. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this is caught off the deflection. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Sometimes luck is all you need. That was not even the intended receiver on that play.
Well, Johnny on the spot, though.
Yeah, and it turned into a big play for those guys on offense. They'll take it each and every time.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32.
Hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Here's Switzer. Broken tackle. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. It's Connor as they stay on the ground. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Well, that's one stuff. We'll see if this defense has another in their back pocket.
And I just wonder on the other side of the ball, do you just challenge the big guys up front? This is a short yardage situation. We ought to be able to pick this up. Or do you say to yourself, they are awfully tough. I've got to throw it on this down.
Roethlisberger now to throw on 3rd down. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll try and get the ground game going. Here's Gordon. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. Not able to go anywhere that time. 2nd down.
Usually the offense has an answer to anything a defense throws at them, including a safety valve. And that's what they did on that play. They went there, but the defense still made an excellent play and held them to no gain.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Rivers. It's complete right side to Benjamin. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. First and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's second and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them. That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They got to have 6 here. It's third and goal. Throwing, Rivers to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now Rivers on fourth down. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams, his second touchdown on the season. And the Chargers are able to close the gap just a bit. Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. It's up and good, so they claw back into it, 24-14 now. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The drive will start with Connor. And I think his defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Back, Snickers. Quarter.
On second and 11 now. Roethlisberger. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of play.
Now a hit and a loose football.
And that's what friends are for.
As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
The pass there over the middle to start things out. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a 2-possession game. It is a 2-possession game at this stage in the 4th. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know. Well,
and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. James Conner, his second touchdown of the night. And the Steelers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Boswell good with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. Shifts by him. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 26. From the gun, Rivers. Throw to the right here to Gordon. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Open man is Cantrell. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Rivers on the money, complete. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The offense on 3rd down tonight, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the... This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, L.A. Travis Benjamin, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers, they're able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. Oh, the Chargers are pointing, and they've got it. Well, that certainly makes things more interesting. You get the score, then you get the onside kick. A little uphill battle still, but a start.
It's not mission accomplished, but the plan is working. They are in a great spot right now, and the best part, they put the defense right back out on the field after having already scored.
Yeah, they've got the momentum here now. Now a pass here, caught by Hunter Henry. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Rivers. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10. They start the drive with Conner. And an alley to run. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. James Conner with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. Extra point now by Boswell. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
390. Watch the run, watch the run.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Henry's got it out on the left side. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Rivers. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The back.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
They begin on the ground here with Conner. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Play fake to Conner. Now Roethlisberger. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley, the rookie from Delaware. And the return will stop right around the 25. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing?
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Travis Benjamin with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Chargers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. They go for just 1 here as it's up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Like 80.
52. Tackles.
On 1st and 10 is Conner. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Now Ben going to give this one to Conner. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Here's Roethlisberger. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Juju Smith-Schuster with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded at the 6. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Pittsburgh, they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the home team here, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3 and 3. And they'll try to rebound next.